Hey, Wimberg World Entertainment, and just like Transformers, Paramount is doubling down on more Star Trek at CinemaCon. Now, what they talk about specifically with Star Trek is actually quite important for the future. So, it's saying, along with Transformers, Paramount is making it clear Star Trek still matters to its future plans. According to Deadline on X, Paramount leaders said during the studio's CinemaCon presentation that Call of Duty, more Star Trek and Transformers are coming soon. No other details were announced, but the mention is the latest sign Paramount is still pushing forward with Star Trek on the big screen. So that's the important part, that right now they are focusing their attention on bringing Star Trek back on the big screen, and they find it important to have it on the big screen. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly they do here. So it says the CinemaCon tease follows previous news that Paramount had tapped Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly to lead a new Star Trek movie. As previously reported, the duo are set to write, produce and direct a fresh take on the franchise. Now, of course, what's not in this is the fact that there is meant to be this other movie in the works as well. Not from them, but we're not even sure what that is meant to be. So this says the project is said to be separate from the Chris Pine Calvin timeline movies and unrelated to other Star Trek movie ideas that stalled out over the years. What's important to hear is as well that they've left out here is that it's not connected to any of the TV shows either. And they did say, classic television of Star Trek or modern Star Trek. So it has no connection to any Star Trek whatsoever. So Goldstein and Daly makes sense if Paramount, by the way, this part is actually the dumb part, but it says Goldstein and Daly makes sense if Paramount wants a more accessible movie that can bring in general audiences and not just long-time Trek fans. Right there, if that's your aim and that's your goal, you've already failed. I'm sorry, you've already failed. If you're saying we need to make it for general audiences, not just Star Trek fans, you failed. And the reason you failed is because Star Trek is a niche brand. That's what it is. That's what it always has been. And that's okay. As they always like to say, not everything has to be for everybody. The fact that you're trying to constantly cater to an audience who couldn't care less about your brand is why you keep failing, because when you're catering to them, you're alienating the built-in fan base, the people you already have. Because once we see as fans, oh, you've just done this generic garbage fest, oh look, it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like we no longer care. We've lost our interest in it because you've clearly said we don't want you. Just look at when Starfleet Academy came out, and what was one of the article headlines? This definitely isn't your parents' Star Trek anymore. It's like, well, whose is it then? Because it certainly wasn't for the audience they thought they were making it for. If you aim just to make a generic sci-fi movie with the brand Star Trek on it, that is open to try and bring in general audiences, rather than let's make a Star Trek movie for the Star Trek fans, because we know they are there, we know they are built in and they will come and see it. You've already failed. But it says the pair previously worked on Spider-Man Homecoming and Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and their style has been described as energetic, character-driven and lighter in tone. Paramount and Skydance has also been said to see them as the right fit to rechange the franchise after years of false starts. The new Star Trek movie has no release date, cast or start of production as of yet. Rumours also offer that a Scott Bakula's Star Trek United series may be in the works. But we've already covered that one. But the thing again, you can't go, we're going to make a movie based on Star Trek. We're going to relaunch the franchise on the big screen. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to alienate the Star Trek audience and just try and get a general audience. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. There's nothing you can do that's going to convince people who for years and years and years have looked at Star Trek and go, yeah, it's Star Trek, I'm not into Star Trek. You're not going to all of a sudden convince them to go, hey, you know what, let's go see Star Trek. It doesn't work, and it's not going to work. So what they should be focusing on is, how do we bring back the audience that the TV series has been losing us with Alex Kurtzman and all of them idiots? How do we bring back the goodwill to those people? The people who have made this series endure for 60 years. And the funny thing is, this, hearing all of this, right now, they've brought these two guys in, and yet they still don't actually know what direction they want to go in with Star Trek. They know they want it out there. They know they want it to be a massive tentpole for Paramount, but they don't actually know what they want to do with it. And one of the issues is Kurtzman Trek, is that the damage has been so greatly done to the brand that Paramount are literally sitting there going, we don't know how to fix it. That is the issue. And of course, when I tell you how you don't fix it, you don't go, oh, we're going to try and make the movie more accessible to a general audience and not just Star Trek fans. That right there is not how you fix it. That's how you continue to damage the brand. So it's going to be incredibly interesting to see what direction they actually want to go in, what it is they plan to do with this franchise. And again, there is meant to be this second movie that we have no idea what the plan is with that. Is meant to be, who's meant to be involved with that or anything. But it's just, when you take a step back and you look at these guys, it's Goldstein and whatnot. What's the other guy's name? Francis Daly or something. It's just like, are they the right fit? Are these the guys to go to get this going? Are they just going to be too jokey and slapstick and in-your-face kind of humor? That's the other thing. Can we not get back to the actual science of Star Trek and stuff like that, and stop having all this modern day talk where they're calling people dudes and tweak your freak and all this shit type of dialogue? Can we not get a grown-up Star Trek once again for Star Trek fans? That's all we need, is something that is for the fans. Fuck everybody else. It's not meant to be for everybody else. It could be, but they don't want to watch it. So you know what? Don't try and cater it to convince them to watch it. Cater it to the people who you know will watch it. And who knows? Maybe the other audience will check it out in some way. But what do you guys think of this? Do you think it's the right move to try and relaunch Star Trek on the big screen instead of the small screen? And what do you think about this idea of these two guys being the ones to work on it? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.